Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
Game of Tomes.
And I have purple lipstick. Today we're going to be doing the Labyrinth Book Tag created by Pages and Pens. And we were tagged by the original creator, which is kind of like a first for us.
Yeah, it is. And that's really cool because I feel like that makes us like NBD, you know, like.
Yeah, like.
We know cool people
who create tags and stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
But, you know, no big deal. Whatevs.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that for a second. About the Labyrinth, real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Like, our relationship to it.
I don't really have one.
Yeah. I remember my mom turned that movie on. I was 5 years old, and Dance Magic Dance came on, and I started crying because I thought the puppets were kind of scary, and I didn't want the baby to die.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
she was like, I thought you were old enough. And apparently no, I wasn't. So I watched it a couple of years later, and I really liked it. And I grew up watching that movie, and David Bowie is pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing like parts of it, and maybe I've seen the whole thing like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jessica lent it to me, and I just watched it the other day with my sister and my mom loves that movie so much. And so I was like, hey, you want to come over to Brittany's and watch The Labyrinth with us? And she's like, yes! And we got pizza and hung out and watched The Labyrinth. And it was like really cool.
I'm mad I wasn't there.
I was inviting you. But then I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. You had family time.
I did, yeah, and it was really nice. And I really enjoyed it, and it was really cool. And really different to, like, parts that I remember, and then watching it now, because I was like, that girl is so mean to that baby at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, stop it! I don't like that! We watched, Mom was like, what special features do they have? And we watched them creating the Labyrinth world and stuff.
Yeah,
and that
cool.
was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Love special features.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to find out that we always assumed David Bowie had learned to do the glass balls, and it wasn't. It was this dude crouching behind him doing it.
He had to do it blindfold. Like,
yeah, he couldn't even see. And there was one scene where she was talking to him before she tells him that you have no power over me, and he just does one little thing. They said that they had to do that take, like, it took like over an hour to do that one take of him doing that because the guy kept dropping it, and they said that David Bowie was so patient. And then it went to David Bowie, and he's like, I had a blast. I had a really good time. He goes, that poor guy, though, I don't think he had a lot of fun. I'm sure it was very frustrating for him. And I mean, like, he's up against David Bowie's back with his head. Like, can't even see what he's doing, just trying to catch the ball and dropping it.
This is making me, like, tear up.
I love David Bowie so much. And
what is wrong with me?
It's a great movie, and he's a great guy.
It
was really, really cool to see him, you know, and talk about his role in it, and then like the dancing in it, and the singing, and the puppetry in it is insane. Like in the Dance Magic Dance.
I'm crying for real. Can we just do the questions now?
Okay. Alright. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, and if you buy the DVD, we highly suggest the special features. It's fantastic.
It's coming out now of my eyeballs. My sorrow for David Bowie. We were having a good time. Okay. Number one. Sarah, a character that found strength without a love interest.
I put Persepolis.
Well, she was like 10.
She was young, but it was hard for me to think.
It was for me too.
Of one, and I just thought because she did kind of start to get more involved with the rebellion and things that was the like war that was going on between Iran and Iraq, and I mean I think a lot of that did have to pertain with her parents and how their political views were as well. But per se, she didn't really talk about like having a crush on anyone or anything like that. So I had a really hard time thinking of an answer for this one. So
my answer is Cheryl Strayed from Wild. This was recently made into a movie by Reese Witherspoon. I listened to this book last summer on Audible, and she goes down the, what trail is it? She goes up the West Coast on that trail, and that I forget the name of, because we're on the other side of the United States, but anyway. And she, does it for herself. Her mom has just passed away, and she's just gotten a divorce.
Yeah.
And she just wants to discover who she is by being with herself and accomplishing this huge task. And it's really good. She does have like some one-night stands, but I wouldn't say that's exactly a love
Not
interest.
like a love interest.
She's there. She's there for herself to discover, you know, who she is and what she wants now that her life has changed completely. It was really good.
Cool.
And it's actually narrated by Cheryl Strayed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, but I wanted to.
You should.
That was one that I thought about suggesting for our nonfiction. I don't think I did
read it.
though. Yeah.
That's probably why you didn't. 'Cause I
Yeah.
already read it. Okay, number 2, Hoggle. Hoggle? A character you weren't sure whether to love or hate at first.
I put the Marquise de Carabas.
Oh, the Marquis de Carabas.
Yeah, from Neverwhere, because
That's a perfect answer.
I was like, at first, I'm not going to say anything to anybody who's not read the book, but he seemed kind of shady to me.
Yeah.
So
everyone thought he was shady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. I really like the Marquis de Carabas. But also, like, don't trust him. But I do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't know, the whole thing. The whole book was just like, you do, but you don't, but you do, but you don't, but you do, but you don't. And then the end.
I finished it last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I liked
yeah.
it. I really did like it.
Good.
Okay.
What was your answer?
Catelyn Stark.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing with her relationship with Jon Snow, was just like really cold, and she just kind of came off as a bee. But she actually turned into one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And I hope they do the thing that they do in the series that they haven't. You said that they haven't done in the.
They haven't.
TV show.
They haven't.
And I don't want to say anything because it's a huge spoiler.
I'm kind of upset that you told me about that, and they haven't done it in the show.
I wonder if they. I mean, they still could.
I hope so. They only have one season left. That's it.
Probably not. Ludo, a character almost too innocent to be real.
I said Nick from The Handmaid's Tale.
I don't see it.
He's not like per se innocent, but when things were happening, I kept waiting for him to like be not who he had turned out to be.
Yeah. For him to betray her or something.
Yeah, I kept waiting for him to just like be an eye or something. I didn't trust him.
Okay.
I don't know. I had a hard time with that one as well.
All right. Yeah. I said Brienne of Tarth, who is one of my favorite characters ever, and in the 4th book you get to see from her perspective, and I really enjoyed that. And you get to get her backstory and
that would be cool.
Why she is the way she is, and why she has why she's so like
honorable,
not trusting of men.
Okay. Oh yeah. See, they don't touch on that stuff in the show. Let's say a little bit. Sorry.
That's right.
I mean, I understand they can't, but yeah.
She's just like a good person.
She really is. Yeah, she comes off that way on the show too.
Number 4, Didymus, a clueless character you either love or hate.
Mine's kind of like a generic answer.
Okay, who?
Clary from The Mortal Instruments.
She's so clueless. And do you love her or hate her?
I don't hate her, but I certainly don't really like her.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, hate is strong. Hate is strong.
Hate is a pretty strong word. But she gets on my nerves.
Oh, yeah.
Even for a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
She just seems a little ditzy and dumb, and just like, you can't be that clueless. Really.
Yeah. All right, my turn. My answer is Richard Mayhew from Neverwhere.
Yeah.
He's clueless in like a Ron Weasley kind of way, and it's very endearing.
Yeah. He's not stupid clueless.
No.
He's just kind of like, all right, I'll go with this, but I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm going to follow to get some answers.
And I really like him, and I really like this book. Number 5, Jareth, a villain you can't help but love.
Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights. Because he's an a-hole, but the backstory and everything to it, it's just like, you feel for him, man.
I said Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He, especially in the movies, he's just like, he's kind of like comedic, but also really super creepy.
Yeah.
And the actor that plays him is excellent. What's his name? Andy Serkis. I love them. Look at that.
That is really cool.
I haven't read them all.
I haven't read any of them.
And I would like to do like a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings marathon. Ow.
That would be cool.
Would you join me for such an endeavor?
Yeah, because I've never read any of them.
Maybe
so
someday
I should.
in the future.
Yeah.
We'll just
We
put
should.
that in the back of our brains.
Yes.
And then one day we'll get to it.
One day.
Because I have them all.
I have The Hobbit on my Kindle.
I've read The Hobbit.
I haven't.
Miss Maxim read it to us in school.
Yeah, I don't remember though.
Okay.
You say that every time, and I'm like, oh yeah. I don't remember.
All right, and then
In 5th grade.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm such a huge fan of the movies. I love the movies so much, and they're one of my all-time favorites of all time, and I feel like I'm a huge fan. But then like, I haven't read them all, and it's like,
how much of a huge fan can you really
That's
be?
how I feel. That's how I feel.
I've heard a lot of people actually say that they like the movies better.
And I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
But I need to.
You still feel obligated to read it to
I
like
do.
justify, you know, your fandom.
I would like. I want to do it.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
We will do it.
Yeah.
Hold it to us. Hold it to us. Hold us to it.
Hold us close.
Thinking about that guy with that cat.
6 fire dancers. What secondary character really got on your nerves?
I put Margaret Merle from Heartless.
Oh, I haven't read that, so.
Yeah.
Margaret Merle sounds really annoying.
She's she likes to like, she's one of those friends that's like, oh, hello, and then puts you down. Like, oh, it's a black and white ball, but I see you wore red. You know, like, you know what I mean? And she's one that, like, in the book, she's like, and the moral of that is blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But the morals never make any sense. Like, literally, they don't. She's just a stuck-up, you know what.
I said Corbin from Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers.
Pull it out. I can see that by the little bit that I've read so far.
But I don't know if you've gotten there. But he gets less annoying.
I haven't gotten there.
Okay.
He's just really annoying.
Yeah. I love this book so much.
I'm really, really
She's in the
enjoying it.
throes of it right now.
Yeah.
One of my absolute all-time favorites.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah. Okay, The Labyrinth. A book with plot twists you never saw coming. Go.
I picked Mistborn. I don't have it though. Just because very recently finished this with Jessica and Samantha over at Lee Enslet. And there were a few things in here that I was like, what? And I remember when I was finishing it, I was sitting, my son was next to me on the couch, and I literally said, no way! And he just looks at me. He's 3, he don't care, you know. But I was like, what? What? There were some things that I didn't see happening. So, yeah, I chose that.
Okay. I don't own this next book because I borrowed it from the library a long time ago, but I think I'm going to own it one day because I love it so much. And that is one of my favorite books ever, and that is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. And, yeah, there was some twist that I did not see coming. And I love that book and this book. Like, what makes them so good to me is that they're just like, you get so into the story and into the characters, and things happen that you don't expect, and it's in a world that is both in like tangible, but like so insanely different than what you're used to. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. 8. The Bog of Eternal Stench. What trope or writing style that will immediately make you put down a book?
I'm so upset that you said that because I love that book so much. But it's fine. I understand because we can be different.
Okay, I didn't put down the book. I know it. Okay. So my answer is when the narrator of the story constantly tells you what's going to happen before it happens, and I think sometimes that takes away the impact of what's going to happen. But sometimes, if you are a certain reader, maybe it will allow you to look past what's the end point and think about the journey of getting there more. But sometimes I find it really annoying, and in the book Thief, I did find this kind of obnoxious.
I've heard other people say that as well. I think the thing for me that wasn't so bad about it was the fact that we knew it was Death narrating it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that made it better. But as far as if I was reading anything else, it really depends on who the narrator is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
With Death, I was like, all right. But I mean, if I just read something, or if I was reading Mistborn and they were like, by the way, this is gonna happen, I would be pretty upset. I'd be like, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean,
I understand.
I didn't dislike that book.
Yeah,
but it's not one of my all-time favorites or anything.
That's fine.
Okay, what's yours?
Mine is when there's a book and it's just super slow or repetitive.
Yeah.
And by repetitive, not just the same phrases, the same words. For example, Mistborn. I love Mistborn so much, but I remember he uses the word maladroit pretty often, and it doesn't come up, but maybe 4 or 5 times in the entire book, which is fine, but it means clumsy.
Yeah.
And so no one ever uses that you know what I'm saying? Naturally. No one naturally uses that
every
word. Every time it pops up, it sticks in my head.
Yeah, and
I was like,
too.
Stop it! Just say clumsy! Every time there was clumsy, it wasn't clumsy, it was maladroit. And I was like,
maladroitly.
We get it.
Yeah, and I think the reason it took me out of the story some was because we had the conversation about maladroit, and you were like, oh, I was reading it, and I was like, oh, I must have missed that. And then that night I was reading, and then I saw maladroitly, and I was like, oh, that's what she's talking about. And then I saw it 5 more times. Yeah. Number 9, The Dobliat. A book or series that you will never finish.
I put The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan.
You're never going to finish it?
I want to, but I don't know if I ever can, because it's 14 books long, and they're all over 600 pages.
So I have a similar answer,
Yeah.
and that is the Xanth novels by Piers Anthony. I started reading those a long time ago, maybe when I was in the 7th grade, and there are a lot of books. I don't even know how many books. Mom says there was 17, and then I've also heard 20-something from other people, and then I go online and it's 39. So I don't know. I don't think I'll ever finish that.
So ours is kind of the same. It's not.
It is.
It's not that we don't want to.
Yeah.
It's just the amount.
And I've read the first
quality, quantity.
Yeah. I've read the first
of
8.
them. Yeah, I've read the first 6. I get so burnt out, and there's so many of them, but it's so intricate that I feel if I don't read them back to back, I'm gonna forget something or miss something, and I'm just kind of I want to, I love the story, but part of me is
and I enjoy the first 8 books.
It didn't have to be 14 books long,
yeah.
But I'm not gonna bash because I don't know, because I haven't read them all.
Yeah. Alright, question 10, The 13th Hour. What book kept you up all night, or did you read in one day or sitting?
I said Ready Player One.
Me too!
Because when I read that, I was I want to say maybe I read it in 2 days, but it was a very short 2 days, if that. But I just devoured that thing reading it. I was so into that world, and I was like, what? What?
Number 11, Crystal Balls. What book do you wish the main character had a crystal ball so they could avoid miscommunications?
That's a good one. I said Princess Buttercup. From Princess Bride, because then she would have known that Wesley wasn't dead, and it would have saved a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it would.
But then the book wouldn't exist, so because that's kind of the whole point of the book. So
right.
I'm kind of torn. For her sake, not that she's real or anything, but for her sake, I'm girl, you totally could have used it. But for the reader's sake, I'm still a really good story.
I said Petronella Ortman. Petronella. I think she would look into her crystal ball and it would say, your husband's gay, 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 gay.
That's kind of a spoiler.
It is. I'm going to put spoiler down at the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
12. You have no power over me. Isn't that how she says it?
Yeah.
What book series didn't you understand the hype for? We had the same answer for that. And, yeah, I mean, it's alright. And if
It's
you liked
not
it, that's
awful.
cool.
It's not awful.
But we didn't like it, and nor do we plan to continue on reading the series.
No.
13. Dance, dance, magic dance. Put that magic spell on me. Slap that baby, make it free. A book that will always make you happy.
I wrote down The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, even though I'll never finish that series. It just makes me happy for different reasons, because my mom loves that book series and she has a whole one, and so I can't pick it up without thinking of my mom. And so it's always like, and I remember her
Same way for me with the Xanth.
reading it, and then like I could talk to her about it, and she's like, "Oh, I know, but wait, well, I'm not gonna say nothing." And I would like tell her my ideas and my thoughts, and she'd be like, interesting, and it was just like, it makes me think of like going back to when I lived with Mom. And when I was like younger, and I would like lay on her bed, and she would like lay there too, and we would just like talk about it, So like every time I think of that book, it's just like makes me think of my mom. So
that's
kind of
sweet.
cheesy.
That's really it's wonderful.
I was trying to avoid Harry Potter, of course.
Of course, Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean,
duh. Well, yeah. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Surprisingly,
I know why you put that one, and it's so sweet.
My husband and I, we read that book together out loud. I would read a chapter, and then he would read a chapter. And it was such a wonderful time that we had together.
Yeah.
I wish we still did that. I really miss spending that time with him reading, because it's two of my favorite things. Into that story, and he just like seamlessly wove vampire hunting and the story of Abraham Lincoln's real life together seamlessly, and it was just so interesting, and it was cool because you can picture Abraham Lincoln in your mind, and it was just perfect, and I love that book, and anytime I think about it, that I remember that time that we spent together.
That's super sweet. Have you seen the movie?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so my husband and my brother.
I mean, I have. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't really pay attention to it, but my husband and brother were watching it, and they were like, "Abraham Lincoln is such a badass," and I was like, "Guys, this is not nonfiction. This is not real. This did not happen."
That's how I felt reading it.
Well,
Abraham is a badass.
But I said, "This did not happen." They're like, "Well, do you see any vampires around? You can thank Abraham Lincoln."
That's awesome.
I was like, they get together and it's ridiculous.
If you haven't read the book, I think the movie would be okay.
Yeah.
But the book was so much more about his life, and and I felt like the movie was just for like shock value,
right?
And it was just like made for big movie pictures, and it didn't have any of like the character, and it wasn't.
Didn't have any like depth to it. It
Yeah.
was more just like big show, explosions, vampires, killing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
So we were both we went to the drive-in.
Oh yeah.
In Sparta, and and we were both like, this sucks, but we still had a good time.
That's good.
Yeah.
I really want to read that.
You should.
Yeah.
I thought I owned it, but I can't find it.
Who's it by?
It might be Seth Grahame-Smith.
Okay.
Who did Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
That was the Labyrinth Book Tag. I did that out for your mom's sake.
For my mom's sake, yeah. I burped in another video, and my mom was like, I raised you better than that. That was the Labyrinth Book Tag. We're going to tag 3 people. The first people of which...
The restricted section.
If you follow Megan's Instagram, I think she might even had a video about it, from the restricted section. Her and her husband dressed up as Jareth and Sarah and won a costume contest. I think it was last Halloween.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful. And I hope that they do the Labyrinth tag because I know that she's a fan. So, hey girl, hey. Okay.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to check that out, though.
You should.
That sounds really, really cool.
Yeah. We also want to tag the Book Brood. We just discovered their channel, and I really enjoy them, and they seem like the kind of people that would be into the Labyrinth. So,
yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's just because the Labyrinth is cool, and so are they. So, I hope that you guys do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one we're going to tag is Morgan Snell Reads,
who we also just discovered. When you play the game of Tums,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. I'm Jess Game of Tums on Twitter.
And I'm Christeena GOT.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye.
Bye.
Anyway.
I'm too old for him, but wow. What memories? Mama Jill.
Are you serious?
Wow.
What memories? Mama Jill's seen some things in her day. What memories? What memories does she have of a guy drying off with a cat?
Well, maybe she's been with some sexy dudes.
Go Mama Jill! He drives off with a cat.
He really does. Hold on, I want to get the cat part.
Oh, I
don't know
think
if
it's
they can
coming
see
up
it.
like right now.
Hold on.
Yep.
It's drying off with a cat.
Drawing off with a cat.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
A guy drawing off with a cat.
I couldn't help it.
Okay.
That's her new channel name.
A guy drawing off with a cat, and we have neither.
So, let's get started. Number 1.
I didn't pull up the question.
Me neither.